We are now joined by Dr. Fatih Tuna, a political scientist from Istanbul, Turkey. He is affiliated with Istanbul's University's Faculty of Political Sciences. Dr. Fatih Tuna, thank you for joining Asia One News. So, as U.S. Iran tensions escalate, is the region heading toward an extended military standoff, do you think, or remains here a viable diplomatic path to prevent broader regional conflict?
Well, thank you very much for the question. I have to clearly state at first that the situation getting really more and more dangerous, because it is not just affecting the two countries who are having a fight in the Middle East, but also it's affecting many other countries in the region. Yes, it's more and more getting complicated because both sides do not have, they're not ensuring a building trust relationship to solve the problem step by step and continue or look for ahead. That's why they need to reduce the tension, first building up a trustworthy relationship both sides, and then continue to negotiate in different ways to stop the problem. As you mentioned, yes, the war started again. Another phase has just started recently, and also American U.S. president keeps saying that they will do such things and so on. And also the tension in regionally creates a very uncertain future for everyone around here. But the problem, if it continues more and more, we will have the result or consequences spread around in the regional countries. In other words, in today's world, the problem doesn't just stay in regionally. Anybody in the world, from China to US, individual people are also having problem to facing this war's consequences.
And despite ongoing diplomatic efforts, negotiations frequently still. So what are the core obstacles to meaningful dialogue? And do domestic politics, do you think, regional rivalries or strategic mistrust pose the greatest hurdle?
Well, as I mentioned just a minute ago, the first thing they should create, both sides should trust, they should create that first thing. The second thing, each side, when they have taken a steps, those steps should have some benefit for both sides. It's not just one side thing. When one country or other elements provided or allowed to have all the wartime facilitation, the other side also should have no limits on that too. They need to trust first, trust relationship. Both sides should trust each other. That's, I think, the main obstacle that I see in this negotiation is that. The second thing, the regional countries should try to help the situation to stop the problem. And as you know, the Israel government's attacks recently, especially in Gaza and the neighboring countries, doesn't help the situation. It always creates a burden and in the situation to escalate rather than go in a positive way. But there should be a creative dialogue. There are regional countries such as Pakistan, as you know, they're creating giving a big role to stop this war, and other regional countries, Qatar, Oman, and especially Turkey, that we should provide safety environment to have the diplomatic channels are open. As yesterday, Pakistani Prime Minister said that they are still up to do the negotiation process and take it further, and you know that this problem should stop as soon as possible.
And Fatih, in your opinion, so which international mediators do you think are currently driving the most effective diplomatic progress between Tehran and the US? And what specific factors do you think grant a mediating nation credibility in the eyes of both sides?
Well, I have to say the Pakistan effort is really dramatically noticeable and quite effective. And until now, because they've been taken further, all the process, because Pakistan has a very good relation with both sides, especially the regional countries and Iran itself. They have no problem, and also the far end of the world, China and other countries. And also this process being carried on very effectively and productive. And I have to say that there are other countries can help the situation, such as Turkey, and even Egypt can contribute to the problem to stop this dispute goes further and damaging whole world, I have to say. As you know, that Turkey is a member of NATO, and we have a very, I would say, long-lasting relation with the U.S. and European Union and the regional countries. With the Pakistan's this capacity and experience get together, we could create, make a difference.
And how severe do you think are risks for global energy markets and Gulf security if cycles of retaliation persists indeed? And so what concrete confidence-building steps could de-escalate tensions before a wider war erupts?
Well, there are some factors that needs to be provided to stop this problem ongoing. We need to know why the problem has started. Like I said, for America coming from thousands of kilometers away and doing operation in the world, in the Middle East or in Iran is something else, but the consequences for the regional countries is something else. There are some elements of the negotiation part needs to be provided. I have to say this problem is not just between two countries, and to solve it, sit down and talk and go through and finish it. It needs a wider spectrum, wider looking into the problem step by step. And those steps can be provided both countries. Number one is the trust. Number two is one side does something, the other side has to do something. Then step by step, both sides needs to regain some benefit. There are other instruments that can be examined or put on the table and discussed and solved. It's like I say, it's a process rather than decision making and having some concrete result. This process needs to be provided within the countries in the region to make the effect wider, not one-to-one. Because each two countries, they do discuss things, but other countries like Israel and other countries, when they interfere with the problems, or when they make a policy or follow up some policies, expansionist policies, and or if any such country in the region, for example, do some defense industrial investment or some changes, other countries takes it as a threat. That's why they need to, rather than expansionist countries, like such a Pakistan or Turkey, we trying to not regain benefit for our countries. I'm saying for both countries, especially Pakistan and Turkey, as everyone knows, that we have a long brotherhood relation. I think for Iran, for the region, and for the U.S., Pakistan's and Turkey's brotherhood relation is the key for the regional problem, especially now we are facing. This example or this experiment, I say, for Iran, that can be widened for the region and provide the long-lasting process. As I said, it's not a problem between two countries. It's a problem, it seems problem between two countries, but the countries are affected by the whole region in a wider spectrum, the whole world.
And looking ahead, so which diplomatic effort do you think could best ease U.S.-Iran conflict? And is a step-by-step approach, do you think, more practical at this stage than attempting to secure a grand comprehensive agreement?
Yes, it is step-by-step ways to stop this problem going ahead. And also, like I said before, they have to involve other countries around that are influential or has capacity to do it, because like I said, these problems in today's world, like a Hormuz Strait or Persian Gulf or other part of the region, when there is some problem, it's not affecting the two countries, it's affecting the whole world, especially oil prices, maritime trafficking problems, insurance problems. It's affecting daily life of ordinary people. So if they don't take a reaction to this, or if they don't take some precautions to stop this problem, and I'm afraid that it could or it may spread around the region, and we or whole world, not just region, may have to face severe consequences. to do this sensibly, they should sit down on the table and with the credible countries around which they have, such as Pakistan and other countries in the region, they should sit down, put problems on the table one by one and sort and move ahead. It needs a good will to stop the problem rather than create it. And also, especially in the region, which I can easily say that attacks of Israel and confrontation between Israel and the neighboring countries, with especially Iran, doesn't help the situation. They need to stop the obstacle in the region and get the countries together who are willing to solve the problem for a peaceful region and peaceful world, and they should work together to move ahead.